Oh, we can't see you, Zav. You're hiding. There we are. Arnie, can you give the violin another go? Forget that a minute, please. Let's try again. We're not going to do a full show, obviously. We lost way too much time. It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm just going to do, and I cut straight to, I got whacked in the head by the violin bow.
Sorry?
So big thank you to everyone anyway. For, as you know, if you're watching this later on a playback, you don't realise you had 5 or 6 times where the internet has just kicked us off. I don't know why. I think we've fixed it now. We've rebooted the router. We've done all these clever things. So take it away, Arnie. Let's try again, shall we? Ba 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 ba. You can't see that. Thank you, Arnie. Yeah, well, I think everything's working now. I'm not quite sure what went wrong before. I've got very sad little boys on my hands now. We're all upset because we had a bit of a party, a special party episode. Yeah, it is streaming now. Yeah, it's working now. It's working fine. Yeah, people are logging on. So it's going to be a very much shortened show. So if you're watching this on a playback, maybe because you tried on the night on the live show, just didn't work. I mean, there's so many people trying out the channel for the first time as well. We're all absolutely gutted. But there you go. I can hear some chat in the background now. We're just seeing if it's working at all. Anyway, so what I was going to do, I'm going to cut straight to the chase. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to my new friends at the edge of town, which is the cafe and juice bar. I don't know what's going on there. These aren't paid sponsorships, by the way. Just people in Pontypridd trying their best to keep business going. And I was there this week filming all about Pontypridd Bridge and how that fits in with the ancient pilgrim routes going up the valleys to Penrhys. And there's a lot more to it than realise. Goes back a lot further. Nice one, Arnie. Very talented. Thank you, Darren. Yeah, good player, isn't he? Yeah, you had a whole 10 minutes before the show to learn that. Just do it by ear. Well, obviously, we haven't got the music for it. So that was very good. Perhaps I get all 3 of them playing one of these weeks. And we've all dressed up with a party planned. It's a real shame how things have not gone exactly as we wanted. So, what I'm going to do is say just a very quick update. And I have to go back to the beginning of this now, just to make sure, because people won't have seen it all. Because it's on their sort of aborted attempts. Alright, so a quick screen share. It'll be a very short show now. Alright, so there's me outside Edge of Town, cafe and juice bar. I got some hilarious footage, because next door is the barbecue station. And it's Walk in the Box. And there's hardly any people in Pontypridd, so get down there, okay? They're all very funny, we had a good laugh, very friendly. And I put something up, and I've done a little video, which I'll show you.
Are they on screen share? What kind of screen
Yeah, I hope so. Will I?
PowerPoint screen share.
Yeah, that's okay, yeah.
Yeah, some people might be on, but my one won't work.
Alright, well, there's people logging on, so I think there's something wrong with our internet, because our other computers can't get on to check. So I'm going to do a fire through everything in half an hour, which a lot of people might prefer anyway, instead of me rambling on for an hour and a half. So it'll be a very quick show. And then hopefully we'll re-record it during the week, or do it again next week, or something. I don't know. Hopefully you can see this. So Trojan War, brilliant. Thank you everyone who bought a copy. The first print run of the new second edition has just gone whoosh, straight out the door. There's a few copies left. So if you're very quick, you might get one. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait a few weeks while we do a reprint. Okay? Same with Cymroglyphics. That's taken a bit longer. My name hasn't got the same appeal as Wilson and Blackett. But if you've never seen the book before, this is how you use the Welsh language to read hieroglyphics. It comes from the work of Wilson and Blackett, and I've just done a sort of simplified version. And I think the second edition is going to be even more simplified because it is easy to do. You just need to use Welsh words and say what you see in Welsh, and you're reading hieroglyphics. It's that easy, all right? So there's the Cymroglyphics book with 2 different covers. Second edition out soon because the first edition's almost finished. Excuse me. Now then, there's a lot of new people. So to those who are used to the channel, and do a little bit of a backtrack slightly to cover what this is about. There's a book coming out called Britain's Hidden Christianity, which is going to be out very soon, alright, in the next few weeks. So we're going to start putting on pre-order and working out the print details and getting all that done. Oh, there's a chat. I hope we're online. I was going to keep going. So this is an old photograph from the 1990s, and you see on this here... Oh, I see what you mean about the screen side now. I'm with you now. Sorry. Thank you. Yes, are you okay?
Should I bring it in?
Oh, yeah, bring it in a few minutes, all right? We'll just go through the news.
Oh, in the comments someone says, thanks for promoting my aunt's cafe.
Oh, it's your aunt's cafe. Well, there we are. I'm very pleased to do so. It's very nice. Looked after me. It's nice to see friendly people. And I have to say, it made such an effort. Must have spent a fortune making the place nice, doing it all up. And making it lovely, and then, of course, everything's shut down or whatever, so they've had a tough time, I'd imagine. They'll keep them smiling. And I had a delicious fruity smoothie, so there you go. Made with fresh fruit. So I was doing my healthy bit, getting my vitamins up to help me get over this blinking cold I've had for a couple of knocking on and off. Anyway, this situation, Britain's Hidden Christianity, just a very quick summary. The story is that Jesus was... not some humble carpenter's son, or he was actually, as shown in the Bible, he was a descendant of the great royal dynasty in Judea, and he was a claimant to the throne. And being a rabbi, he was also probably married, and his wife can also be traced. And she is effectively the granddaughter of Cleopatra and Mark Antony. So, with her mother having married Juba, king of Nubia, you have this situation where she is the heir to 2 or 3 thrones. Jesus himself would have been the heir to 1 or 2 thrones. And if Jesus was his correct name, but the person we're referring to as Jesus here. So between them, they'd have been directly in line for the 5 major thrones of Western Europe. And a political crisis occurred when Tiberius, the emperor, was away on his pleasure island on Capri. And we had Sejanus running the show. And... the crucifixion was staged, and the Holy Family afterwards, possibly including Jesus as well, escaped to Britain because he was outside the Roman Empire, and that's why we had a lot of our problems ever since. And Wilson of Blackett have traced down where the grave of Jesus can be found, and Mary and various other people. And you see the first church in the world, all that kind of stuff. And this is where Christianity started, rather than in Rome. So it's pretty controversial, hot stuff, and that's coming out very soon. Maybe that's why our channels just got spiked this evening, as someone said, but I don't think so. I think it's to do with us changing contracts on our internet providers, probably more like it. Anyway, this slightly abstract drawing here is another book that's coming out, and this represents the little boat of Benath, who's an ancient Egyptian who went round the world in the 7th century.
It needs colour, otherwise it looks like some scribble.
Don't you interrupt, Mo? You've cheered up.
Looks like.
Is this an art critique in the middle of my programme now? Go on, tell us what you think of the picture there. Come on. It looks like what? Go on.
You can kind of see it.
You can kind of see it.
How it's a boat in the middle.
Yeah. I think it's squashed a bit to fit on the page, but there's the boat. Look, and this is... okay, this says... thank you very much, Mr. Art Critic there. Lloyd Grossman behind me. Is that... the Odyssey, written by Homer, is not a story about a boat going on the Mediterranean being lost for year after year after year. It's pretty quick and easy to get across the Mediterranean. No, it's a copied story of an ancient Egyptian who went all the way around the world. New Zealand, Australia, and this is... how's it called? Magellan Straits then, but it's not. It's the straits, anyway, off the bottom of South America. And you'll see the clue, because if you read the Odyssey, it talks about the land of fire, which in Spanish is Tierra del Fuego. And if you look on your map, it's still there, Tierra del Fuego. As are the straits they pass through, which is the Straits of Scylla. And if you look at the pictures, it looks, well, nothing like this. But it's a dramatic interpretation, right? I'm loosening up my art style. So anyway, the book follows the journey, not around the Mediterranean, but down to the Red Sea, along the Indian coast, across like Indonesia, Australia, New Zealand, South America, back up the Falkland Islands, and then back into the Mediterranean that way. Okay, so that's coming out in a few weeks. It's just about, it's finished now. Just need to do layout and print it. So more to look out for. This was my proposal for something at the front cover. of Architecture of Power. Do you remember Robert Shaw was as my guest a couple of weeks ago? So thank you again to Robert for coming in. And we went up to see Ruth Syson, and we're going to be working together. And a couple more volunteers, thank you for that, to be part of the team putting together the Arthur II adventure cartoon book. This is a little bit bloody and gory, and it could be better. Robert said too much blood and gore. The idea is the lion represents the city of London, and the unicorn represents the crown. In this case, the Stuarts.
Pardon? You can tell them what you're thinking of doing with the lion.
Oh, yeah, good, yeah. Oh, they're all chatty tonight now, and they're getting over it now. You have to shock of it all going wrong earlier. So I had to change it slightly, and there we go. This tells the story a little bit less gory, improve the layout and things. And you'll notice here that the Stuarts are still wearing the crown. So if you look at the current coat of arms, the crown is on the lion, and the unicorn, if you look closely, is in chains. So that's probably as a result of the events that happened here when the city actually took control of the country from the Stuart crown. Alright, so that's the front cover. The text might change a bit, because Jane works with Rob, does a great job on layout and things, make this look a bit nicer, and put the strap line. And in the background you can see the Eye of Horus looking over everything. And where this ties into the story a bit, and this is some artwork from inside the book, you'll see here we have the Eye of Horus overlooking. And one of the things, very quickly, because obviously we have lost the time tonight, I wanted to talk to Robin about, maybe we'll do it on the show live next week, if I get him on the phone or something, is we never actually got to the title, The Architecture of Power, because what got Robert into this originally was the churches designed by someone called Hawksmoor.
What's that?
And you can, what's the picture? A lot going on, isn't it? What's that?
That's white photo. Everything that's white.
Yes, well this is the City of London here.
That one part.
Yeah, that one part there, I might have to correct that. And then you got the pyramids, obviously. And what they did, they saw the cargo coming across from ancient Egypt. Obviously it wasn't ancient Egypt then, it was the modern world, the Renaissance or 1700s. But what was fascinating, their view, and this is the start of the Egyptian links for the Masonic cults that were starting, is that the cargo, the ship, was very much like a human life, and to be treated in the same sort of way. So if you look at the old Egyptian hieroglyphs and stuff, and you see them there weighing up someone's life, when they got the heart in one hand and the person's soul, and it goes into balance. So what Robert explains in his book, I'm going to talk about again sometime, is how when a ship would come into the docks in London, that would be one part, and then the captain would be given a chit of paper to sign off on all the goods he's brought. So it could be, I don't know, 40 tons of tea, whatever it happens to be, alright? So he hasn't got anything yet. All he's got is his little receipt. And then you go through different processes where there'll be a market trading, there'll be the city, where the price of that will be negotiated, and then he'll get given the cash or equivalent, and then he can go and spend it. And the different areas of the City of London represent the different parts of that journey. So the challenge as an artist there was to produce something which shows the Eye of Horus, and I won't give the name here, but for those in there, there's too many people know in the audience, it'll be in the comments. But that's just not some random stars I've stuck there. That is a particular constellation, and this is an homage to... Pardon?
Looks like a snake.
Looks like a snake. Yeah, it could be. But it's not a snake. Well, it could be a snake in some religions, perhaps, but it's generally known as something else. And that ties in. Alright, so it's something from inside the book. Little sneak preview there, just to give you an idea. And I was going to talk more about that, but clearly things went a bit long. Right, one thing I want to mention here. I want some help, please. There is a wonderful book about... well, it's the old Welsh language, and it's called Antique Lingua Britannica, alright? Well, I got told off last week for just jumping subjects so quickly and not giving people a warning. So we asked a quick jump, and this is a request I put into the, as you can see, into the Welsh National Library, or Library of Wales. This book is available as digital to be viewed online, but if a book like this, you really want a hard copy, a printout, so you can make your notes and put marks in and get around it. And it'd be just nice to have it printed. And what's amazing, this is one of the most important books in Welsh history of the last 500 years, say. There's a lot of stuff in there about grammar and dictionaries and how the Welsh language works, and it's very, very important. And bizarrely, you can follow this link. I don't know if you can copy that off screen or something, or I can do that now. Dare I? No, I don't. Well, I was going to just show you you can see it online. Flick through the pages. I'll put the link in the description as there. All the good also, haven't I? YouTubers. I'll put the link in the description. Yeah, I was supposed to say it. But as you can see, I asked them, can I have a PDF, say some way of downloading it, please? And I'm trying to give some encouragement, polite requests. And I'm taking the names off these things, but after 2 weeks, I think it took them to get back to me. Basically, no. There we are. Thanks for your inquiry. Glad to hear you find our website useful. Not possible to download PDFs from our digital exhibitions. Exhibitions, they call them. However, you'd be welcome to send another inquiry to the inquiry services. Well, it was the inquiry services who put me onto digital exhibitions, so I'm not getting anywhere. So if someone knows the National Library of Wales better than I do, and maybe you're studying or you're going to pass, can you go and ask someone there? Because it's very difficult with lockdown, and I can't talk to anybody, I can't ring anybody, everyone's working from home. But this should be available as a PDF. It should be a book. It should be published. It should be in libraries and studied by academics and available to the public. And the thing I keep banging on about these, which does get me a little bit wound up, and I was going to be nice tonight, but I'm going to get a little bit a rant slightly, is they do not own these books, alright? For some reason, they seem to think they've got a copyright on them or an ownership or something. No, they're custodians, and the responsibility and the job is of the Library of Wales, same as all other national libraries, is to make this available to the public. Now, it's fine, you can view it as an exhibit, but it should be downloadable as a PDF. Same with a lot of the maps I'm having to do, whereas you want to get the old Welsh tithe maps, to get the best copies, you have to go to a Scottish university's website. I mean, what's that about? So there's all these kind of things. So please, if you step up some pressure, and if a few other people maybe put requests in for the same book, maybe that'll help make it available as a PDF, and I will print it at my own cost, alright? Anyway, right, now, this is the thing I'll be doing, because it's so late, this is going to be the only real topic, but it's a goodie. It's a goodie, alright? This is worth it on its own. And Stephen's doing some more work on, if you remember last week, talking about this, what I think could be one of the biggest revelations of all the work we've done, is the fact that not only do the mounds in South Wales match up with the stars, and this you can show by plotting them and comparing, or put an overlay of a star map on a normal Google Earth or any map. It matches, you can see where they all go. And people say, oh, it might be coincidence and it's strange and all this kind of stuff. It does start to blow your brain a bit when you think about it, because a lot of these mounds are on hills, so the hills are in the right place as well. I've had quite a few emails about this with different ideas, but please have a think about that. How can all the hills be in the right place to match the stars? I don't know. I'm not suggesting answers. We've had lots of suggestions. This is one of these mind-blowing ones, right? Is it just coincidence? They travelled all around the world and this is in a balloon and they spotted it. Oh, look at that. All those hills match the stars. Not just the mounds. I think I made the wrong idea last week. The hills the mounds are on. Alright, anyway, special request from Tara and Graham there. And thank you very much. I'll give Three Kings a quick plug to send me, because I was a bit run down, a bit exhausted, whatever, and they sent me lots of nice healthy things to help get my levels up, magnesium and all this kind of stuff. So I'm bounding back with health again, and I'm back doing my boot camp Tuesday night and getting stuck in, doing my throwing tyres around and running around and all that kind of stuff. So thank you to those, because they're involved. Anyway, so here we go. This is the interesting bit. What Stephen has done here, and he's doing this all over South Wales with lots of constellations. This is just one. Hang on, I've got one. Looks like a tie. Yeah, the reason I mentioned this one is because Tara was particularly interested in what's called Bootis, which we'll come on to in a minute. Super. So what Steve has done, and he's walked and walked and walked and walked and walked using maps and finding what is in the places where you'd expect to see something, alright? It's brilliant. It's mind-blowingly good. And that's another reason I'm so frustrated tonight, because 1,000 subs, all dressed up, and this is beautiful. So if you look, you see the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, here we are. 7, 8, 9. Okay?
There's 10.
Oh, there's 10. Thank you. And 11. Good job you're here, isn't it? Now, some of the names you can actually see on there, on the map, right? Because Steve hasn't made them up. He's not like that anyway. Toyn and Arian. Alright? Tywyn. Mound of the Money. Now, I was reading again through Discover the Ark of the Covenant by Wilson and Blackett. And we are producing a new book, which I've locked that work in anyway, about the star mounds and the stars. And one thing that's been bugging me for ages was when when we were doing the editing on Trojan War, I noticed that when we talked about the Ark of the Covenant, Wilson and Blackett always call it Tywyn, T-Y-W-Y-N, rather than what you normally see, Toyn, like here, T-W-Y-N. But T-Y-W-Y-N is shining. It more or less means star. So this idea of Toyn might have come in later. Perhaps originally they were all Tywyn, they were all stars, not mounds. Or as another example of this wonderful duality in the words you get in the Welsh language, with the same word, or phonetically the same, very similar words can have two meanings, which is how the hieroglyphs work. If you haven't read Cymroglyphics or some of Alan Wilson and Blackett's work about this, you will see that the dual meanings, so for example, two, doi, un doi tree, well doi sounds almost the same as do, which is God or Supreme One. So if you see two of something, doi is do, it's the Supreme or ruler. So if you see two food items, it's the Supreme One of the food, or the land quite often, two lines. Supreme God of this place. So this really brings it to light here, because as you'll see when we go through the names that Steve's found, you got the Toyn and Tywyn with a Y, the star and the mound. And I hadn't fully made that connection before. So you can see it all plotted out in the map, and then that matches the arrangement of the stars, okay? So here we go, a little bit about this star sign, this constellation, Super Butes. So we asked, I'll read out quickly. Superstars are amongst the stars of Boot, or Butes. Trouble is, when you read books, I don't know how to say it. And it's the ruler of the supreme god, so it's a very important constellation. Super holds the rod and ring, which is sometimes thought to represent a pair of measuring instruments, specifically a yardstick and a measuring rope. So if you're designing a building or something, you'd mark it out with your yardstick, usually a triangle, which you can measure out yards, and put ropes to do your circles and angles and all that kind of stuff, okay? So these would be used to survey the land and buildings. The holder of these instruments identifies them as the designer or architect behind creation. So this is the big fella at the top, right? Super is said to hold the ropes of heaven. Remember these things, they're going to come back in a second. Which binds and ties heaven and earth together, and also the twisted rope to which heaven is secured. How's that tie in with Wales? Well, you can go back to look at the map yourself. We'll whiz through. So one is Abertwysog, which is a place as well as a mound, alright? So the Toyn or Tywyn. So I think there should be a little Y in there. I know on the modern maps, I'm not saying Stephen's going wrong, they are referred to as Toyn, but I think it should be a Tywyn, because it's star rather than just a mound. Either way you spell it, it's a dual meaning.
Daddy,
yes.
does that mean two in a glow is a star?
So two in a glow, very good, yeah, represents the star of enlightenment, yes. So we're trying to work out which star that is on the... yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do, yeah. Work out where that fits into the star map. And we got Zabby there as well. It's coming through okay now, is it?
Oh, yes.
Alright, sorry about that earlier. What a shame, eh? Because this was a really interesting one. So, Toyn Abertwysog, based on where it is, this would represent the star Arcturus, which is the brightest star in the constellation in the top 5 brightest stars, alright? So Abertwysog's Arcturus. Then we got Tywyn Cornicil, possibly the location of the star of dignity. And what you start doing is getting these old words and translating, find out, get your old Welsh dictionary, which I've lent to Mummy, She was looking something up. Good to see the whole family getting into this. So I don't know where she's put my dictionary now. So Cornish Ickle means plover. And you'll find this in my Cymroglyphics book as well. Oh, there's the dictionary. Well done. I could look it up in there, but I haven't got my glasses on. Let's do it here quicker. There's Cymroglyphics. Give my own book a plug. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, we can't do this without my glasses, can I?
What are you looking for?
There's a little bird there called a plover, which when we're drawing it.
Birds. Oh.
There he is, I think. And there's another one. Alright, well, have a look. Yeah.
Chris has said you'll be at 10k before you know it, because you're on 1,030.
Yeah, we shot up to 30 members. Yeah, we suddenly overshot the 1,000 suddenly. Thank you, Griff. Yeah, sorry, I meant to say hello to Griff, and if it's still online, it's getting a bit late, but Jacob and Jake was going to watch. Yeah, lots of people, youngsters are watching as well. Great. It's like stuff you don't learn at school, this is. Okay, so architect. And as we know, the grand architect is often a reference to the god, the maker of the universe. Now, the great thing is here, what Steve has done, by walking it all, he's found where there should be 2 more rocky outcrops. Modern records, no apparent name. So we don't know what they would have been called. But where the 2 stars should have been, there is definitely a physical presence there. So what I'd like to do is get someone like Graham or someone of these, or Tara, one of these people who are very spiritual and really feel areas to come and have a look, because I know this area is very important to them. Also, Rob Evans and Zoe, best wishes to you as well. Very much your area, surround Aberthill area and that kind of area, okay? Now, let's get some interesting ones now. So, Taran ar Ysgwydd Gwyn, okay? So, Rocky Hill of the White Shoulder is the literal translation. And the star at this location would be the shoulder of the god Super. So, if you imagine the constellation forms the god, there's his right shoulder. And it's a white giant, which ties in with it being called white. So, it's the white shoulder, the white giant. So, thank you, Ian Jenkins, who's part of the British Hidden History group. We'd love people to get involved and work on these translations and help. And Ian's done just that. And it's fantastic. Thank you very much. There's 3 cairns we can't see a name for, or we haven't found a name yet. And then you've got another one then. Toyn a Fidfawedd. It's a difficult one. So in if you look in the Ark of the Covenant book again, that's robed in splendour. And this is where Steve's research is brilliant. There's an old Arcadian word, supu, meaning made apparent, resplendent, or famous. So you got Pant, Fossa Hebog, possibly where Super's hand would be. So we're looking at this star now. So we've got the hollow, depression, palm of the hand, a ditch, champion, and then remember the rope we were talking about before with the planets being tied together with a rope and heaven? So possible meaning, Supo holds the twisted ropes of heaven in the palm of his hand. So the idea is he's flying around like that, and you've got these ropes to heaven, and he's got the sticks. You get the idea, I'm sure. Carn Stupa. Does Stupa mean something in Welsh? Any word experts would be great to find out. Perhaps Tim have a look. Someone else out there fancies it. But Stupa does sound a lot like super, doesn't it? Super Stupa. So there we go. Then Rumney, which is quite a famous place. There's an old folk song from the 60s I like to sing when I get my guitar out. So the bells of... Anyway, Rumney, okay? Bells of Rumney. So Rumney is a tie, bond, band, or knot. Again, tying in with the rope being held by the architect of the universe, alright? And then what I point out at the beginning, Toyna Arian, which is the top left-hand corner of the map. And this would be the Star of Abundance. Well, Arian means silver, money, wealth, abundance, basically. So hope you can see from this very fast run-through. And if those who haven't seen it already, look at last week's video, you'll see there towns like Caerphilly and places like that in this area, all tying in with ancient Babylonian names. I mean, how amazing is that? I mean, it's hard to imagine how old those place names are. But it would seem to tie in with some migration taking place at some place, and maybe the 1600 migration that we talk about. Maybe it's more recent, but it would, you can definitely see the old Babylonian connections there. Alright, so we'll keep things short tonight.
Should we bring the cake in?
Yep, are we ready?
Yeah, I'll get the cake.
Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, let Leon do that. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now, hopefully you can see me again. You can see me again. Right, hang on a second.
Yeah, press 1. You need to be on big screen.
Yeah, I pressed the 1. So hopefully it'll... Yes, here we go. Alright, so there's a little surprise. Not much of a surprise now, because the boys have been talking about it all the way through the show. Do you want to play the cake in? Do you want to stand up, Sam? Oh, the cake. I've blown it as well now, haven't I?
What should I play?
Alright, so I wish I could see the comments now. Oh, no, where's it gone? Can you get it back on screen, please? Excuse me.
What's on YouTube?
I just suddenly moved off. I can't see the comments. Hello, right, so if anyone else...
Play? Oh, coming in!
Yeah, you have to play that sim again, else we'll get a copyright strike. Yeah. No, play the same one again. Play the kind of barrel. Yay! So this is how the show is supposed to be, like that. Very good. Britain's hidden history. That's really clever. Well done, Angie. Yeah, Angie's done that. One.
Whoa. 1, 2,
Oh.
3, 4.
Come on, Zeb. In you go. We got a chocolate cake. And it was Arnie's birthday yesterday as well, so it's our second chocolate cake in consecutive days. All hand-baked by Angie. So well done, Angie. We're going to enjoy our cake now, although it's bedtime.
Definitely did not get the special mixer from the shop.
Hmm?
No.
Uh-oh.
Zavi.
Alright, I'll tell you what. We have a tradition here. You have to cut the first cut to make a wish, isn't it? Do
I
you want to pull
didn't
the
get
candles
to do
out?
that yesterday.
That's all right. You can do it today then. There you
No,
go.
don't worry.
Alright, you can do it today, because I jumped in by accident yesterday on Arnie's
Oh,
birthday.
there's a bit of wax on there.
Don't worry about the wax. You'll eat that. I'll put that on your bit. Okay, don't tell me when you wish. Go on in. Very good. Alright, well we're going to go enjoy our cake now. And I feel bad now because it's been such a short show. We had lots of other good, cool things to talk about as well. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, the Dendera light bulbs, hieroglyphics. Happy times, everyone. Yeah, thanks everyone for your patience. We got to 1,000. I won't be bugging anyone else anymore about subscribing. Obviously, it's always welcome, but we're happy now. And who knows who we'll get in the next few months, because what's this? Episode 19. So, the next episode, boys, what episode's going to be that?
Episode 20.
Episode 20, on the year 2020, starting at 20, roughly, 2000 hours. So it's a 2020 show. Okay, so everyone, thank you very much for your patience. Sorry everything went wrong. It's 9:30. I did have some nice music play out set up, didn't I? So keep looking.
Files.
Yeah, it was easier said than done, isn't it? When you can't see anything on the screen. There we go. Alright, so I'll leave you in the wonderful hands. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I remember what I was going to do now. I did save some video footage for you to watch. This is from the... Why is it? Don't do it to me. Ah, here it is. Phew. Do you know that video is I saved it?
What video?
The video. I just saved the video to show at the end.
I have no idea what video.
Alright, okay. Not to worry. Let's
Play
not...
the Patrick Rock.
Let's not push our luck now, okay? We'll just have...
Just play the music.
We'll just play the music. And go and eat our cake because it's bedtime. So I'll keep the comments running for a little bit longer, okay? So you can carry on chatting on there. I might even join in as well.
Open.
That one there, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to make sure this isn't too loud before everyone complains again.
I feel a bit too quiet.
No, that'll be loud enough, don't you worry. It's still too loud. I know, youngsters, you youngsters like loud music. Make music louder. Alright, everybody, so a shortened show tonight. And next week, we will do more on the Babylonian link. Maybe we'll get Rob to tell us a bit more about the ancient Egyptian link to... Still a bit loud, isn't it?
That's not loud.
People complain about... I bet people complain about the music now, alright? Huh?
It's not coming from this.
Is it not coming through at all? You must be able to hear the music.
Don't you want to end the stream because your mic's gone. Oh, what's that?
It's fine, it's fine. Anyway, let's read some...
It's just you.
I am going to read some comments anyway. You must be able to hear the music, because you can hear me, and it's right by the microphone.
Just you.
Just me, alright. Okay, let's have a read the comments. Right, you start going to bed.
Cake.
Cake. I see you're all dressed as waiters. Do you want to go put the cake on some plates, then?
Oh, I almost dropped it. Caught it. Yeah, I'll go press it up.
I don't know what everyone's looking at because none of it's working. Have you got shorts on with your shirt?
Yeah.
So, for the camera, it's bow tie and shirt. He's got shorts on. I've got white trousers on. Look, what have you got? You got shorts? It's all a trick. It's like those old newscasters, you know?
Daddy, actually, Daddy, underneath, Daddy, is my normal clothes. Daddy.
What, you got normal clothes underneath as well, look? Oh, there we are. There we are, he's got his thing underneath. Oh, I was going to mention the new merchandise for Britain's Hidden History is coming out. If you've got any ideas for fun stuff that we can have, please send it through, put it on the comments. There's a wonderful game Robert's introduced me to, so we're going to be doing those. Congratulations to the team, thank you very much, it's very nice of you. That's Leo. Who else we got there? I've got my glasses on. Diolch, thanks guys, hope you enjoyed the show anyway, we got there in the end. David Mosley, Andrew, hi David, alright bud. Andrew Whelan, Ancient Paths, a crucial must-read for the subject. Yep. Oh, look at that. Is that 2 slices in one there?
No.
You don't skimp on the slices here, okay? Oh yeah, special note to Mrs. Carnegie as well. Moriah. Okay, everyone, cheers. We're just gonna we all got our lovely white shirts on, boys. Do you get a fork or anything? We're just going to tuck in, are we? Alright, everyone's going to have to watch us eating, very politely eating chocolate cake. Oh. Well, any questions on the comments? Oh, Robert Pierce. Ah! Thank you, Robert. There's Legolas. Yeah, now, that's one little bonus feature people might have seen us mention. Robert and I can do some chats. He's going to come on live. Are you in RCT? I'm not sure. Anyway, all these lockdowns, who knows what's going on. We might have to do it over the phone. But for those who haven't heard it, it's Robert and Ross. The R and R, so it's the program's will be called Talking Out of Their R's. Me and Robert talking out of our R's. That one's coming up. Because Robert's going to, has been put together, haven't you, Robert? Maps showing how all the hill forts around Melodinas, how they all work. Remember we were talking about that? And the idea of it possibly being one of the first settlements. When you see all the forts, you'll see how they defend against inland as well as seaborne attacks, and then it forms part of the greater Fortress Glamorgan. Alright, okay. So, there's no comments. Alright, more comments in. Hang on a second.
You're not at the bottom of it, Daddy.
Oh, I'm not at the bottom. Oh, that's what's happened. Oh, okay. Want to know more about... Oh, here we go, yeah. You're like Morecambe and Weiss sketch with a newsreader. Suddenly burst into song. Yeah, Angela Rippon. Not that I'm old enough to remember, but Angela Rippon, yeah, those legs hiding away, didn't she?
Goodbye, Griff.
Yeah, so yeah, if you can see that, yeah, we have... None of us... You got a full suit on. Arnie's always very smart. Arnie loves his suit. What a disaster. It wasn't a disaster. Happy birthday, Arnie, as well. Thank you, Mark Austin. Happy birthday to Arnie. Do we get a slice? Yeah, good question, Daniel. Play it again, Sam. That's my cake,
One piece if you want.
Oh, there we go. He's offering it to you. Yeah, not my... You offer my cake, I noticed, not yours.
No, I finished.
Right, is there a possible link to the cross staff, a navigational tool used to measure the angle between the horizon and celestial body? That's from Steve Frankham there. Now we're talking about them. This looks a bit like what they call a Celtic cross. We have the cross with a circle, and you can hang a rope from that, and you can work out a bit like a troglodyte, or what's the thing they use on ships? Sextants, isn't there? Sextants they use to try and work out where the horizon is, and the declinations and all that stuff. A bit technical for me. I know the jargon, but not how to do it. Yes, if anyone's picked up on that question there. The book by John Davis, Antique Lingua Britannica. Thank you for asking, Mr. Mystic, or Mrs. Rhythmistic, or Ms. I can't remember the author, if that's the one. Yeah, it's quite an old book. I think it was 18 something. So if anyone can get hold of that for me, or how to get hold of a copy, or if we can print a copy or anything, alright? Oh, there's loads of good comments. Subscribe to Arnie Presents. Yeah, thanks, Arnie. Yeah.
This 10-second stop thing. This 10 seconds actually happens.
Oh, it's working perfectly now. It's just that thing hit at 8 o'clock, didn't it? It was like a like a hurricane blasted through. Everything's working perfect now, look. Orion, yes. Well done, Hugh. Well done, Darren Cole. Yeah, Rob sure knows. Yeah, it's your bloody book, Rob, isn't it? Oh, I just swore in front of children then. Are you crushed? Are you going to be in distress now? Is that going to ruin your night's sleep because I said a naughty word? Oh, dear. Right, lots of these. They are very short in the show. Wouldn't my kids have behaved so well, you reckon? Oh, thanks, Steve. That's very good of you. Well, that's usually my closing thing then, isn't it? And I end the show then, say North Star and all that. Alright, folks. We'll try and get the show back near to whatever normal is next week, alright? And I do apologise. I'll leave... reasons to be cheerful. Yeah, count your blessings. Oh, my God. Not generally that, I'm just frustrated. We didn't get our show. You trying to get off the camera?
He's not just doing that.
It's just a shame we had blinking loads of surprises and things lined up. Oh well. Never mind. Everyone's cheered up now. The boys are cheered up. We were a bit upset earlier, so. Thank you for bearing with us. Right, you lot. Bedtime.
No. Finish my cake first.
Come on, off you go. Finish your cake. Davy's finished his. He can go to bedtime. Right. I shall now leave you with a... Why didn't that video download on here?
Huh?
It must be on here. I'll try one more time. I had a video lined up to show you as well.
What video is it about?
It's just shots of Ponty. It's just quiet. To go in the background for the music. I thought some background shots would be good. It's called Ponty.
Oh, he's got a full staff crew now.
Alright, well, we'll have a proper one next week. Okay, folks? Full staff crew now. Yeah, the chocolate's working. The Broadstocks rock. Ah, thanks, Rob. It's very nice of you. It was a brutal evening, that was. Weren't we? That was harsh when nothing works. Alright, anyway, for all of us, I'm going to say North Star, Hedwig. North Star, Paul.
North Star, Hedwig.
Camera's up there. I don't know why you're waving at.
Oh, I'm waving at that one there.
No, that camera's not on, is it? Okay, guys. North Star, Hedwig.
North Star, Hedwig.
We'll put some videos up in the week, and I'm feeling better now as well, so I have a busier week this week. Until next week, Hedwig. Well, it's a Sunday, isn't it?
We're just saying about... Oh, yeah.
Next week starts tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of, isn't it? Alright. Well done, we didn't give up, did we?
No.
Where have we go?
And it's over here. Yay!
Oh, beautiful card as well. Oh. I'll show people next week. What we do?
Who's asking for Easter? I remember.
No, that's enough.